Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm the creator of Healing. Leon Ikeda is a teenage boy with pretty cool blue hair who's just trying to get through high school. But he's also secretly a sorcerer, so that makes his goal a little bit harder to achieve. And as a sorcerer, he's often assigned missions to deal with magical monsters in order to protect non-sorcerers and the community in general. After sacrificing his school days to go fight monsters, a girl named Sana from his class asks him to return to school. Touched by her words, he engages in a blossoming friendship with her, which develops into something a little more. Now Leon has to figure out his life as a sorcerer with growing mysteries surrounding magic, and as a high school boy with a crush. I've always had an interest in art from a very young age, probably ever since I could pick up a pencil. Later on, I got really into anime and manga because my older brother was. I fell in love with that style and it really encouraged me to keep drawing. Anime and manga also inspired me to write, which led me creating really embarrassing stories that I'll probably never share. But this grew my love for making comics, and when webcomics started to become more popular, I started asking myself, why not make one myself? When I was 18, I started writing Healing, and eventually started posting it online. Doing all of that, I really acknowledged how much I enjoy creating webcomics. There's this artist I've followed on Instagram for years now. The account is Shaban Chiffon. She has such an amazing art style and characters that I felt had a lot of personality as well as lovely design. I think they were wizards or witches too, something along those lines. I was very inspired by her art. I follow countless artists on Instagram who are amazing inspirations. I guess my big inspirations are Hayao Miyazaki, the creator of Ghibli films, artistry of the Spider-Verse movies, and on the more dark and scary side, designs in games like Elden Ring and Bloodborne are absolutely stunning. I don't typically draw in that sort of style, but it's still an inspiration to me nonetheless. For Healing specifically, the two main characters, Leon and Sana, came first. The plot sort of developed as these characters developed. Once I had some sort of basis of how I wanted the story to play out, other characters started to appear in my head, which I intertwined within the plot. Many times you just have to start writing. It doesn't matter if it's terrible at first because your story is always changing and being improved upon. I actually have a small journal with original dialogue and plot points that I eventually ended up changing drastically into what Healing is today. And to go into specifics in the process, I write out the outline, the script, and then I thumbnail out the episode. Then it's all about sketching, line art, coloring, and detailing fun. For webcomics, I really like After School Lessons for Unripe Apples, Cheese in a Trap by the same creator. I also really like Yumi Cells, Hooky, Miss Abbott and the Doctor, My Giant Nerd Boyfriend. And for anime and manga, I really like Jujutsu Kaisen, Dungeon Meshi, Kimi ni Todoke, and Skip and Loafer. Right now, I've been trying to wake up at 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., but I won't lie, it's pretty difficult. I also try to eat breakfast, which does give me some motivation to get out of bed. During that time, I check my emails and messages, as well as scroll through TikTok a bit. Then I start working on my webcomic, which can consist of writing, drawing, coloring, and editing. I usually work on that until lunch, and I also make sure I give my eyes several breaks. After lunch, I'll continue working on whatever needs to be finished for that day. And honestly, there is quite a lot of procrastination. I've been also trying to take care of my body more because much of my day consists of sitting in front of a computer. Around 5 p.m., I'll head to the gym and get a quick workout in. I'll come home and relax before dinner. If I'm up for it, I'll try to get ahead of schedule afterwards, but of course, I don't want to force myself. Burnout is real. If I don't want to look at my comic anymore, I'll either draw other things, I'll paint, needle felt, play video games, crochet, or whatever I want before going to bed. That's what an ideal day would look like. There have also been many days where I don't get out of bed too much later. I skip breakfast and I work on my comic at 1 a.m. if I'm being totally honest. I actually only planned for Healing to have 2 seasons, but the original course for the first season had to be split up due to me preparing to graduate university and the story getting longer than I expected. But right now I am planning for 3 seasons. is actually a hard question for me because I don't know that many actors and actresses. I also never really thought about a live action version, but I have dreamt about an animated series. So far, I only have Leon, voiced by Steven Yeun, in my head. My advice would be to just make stuff. Don't stress so much about the reaction people will have or whether it will be good or bad. Just start making something, it will find its own audience. And also, don't make work that's only meant for an audience. There should be a part of you that's within that work. There should be the joy of creating.